When you think of big bads in Marvel, you think Magneto, Doom, Annihilus, Ultron, Korvac, Apokolips, and Thanos. But when it comes to real, absolute, existential threats, there's really none of those that are truly absolute. But in DC, Darkseid is. What makes this 1970 Jack Kirby creation so enduring, so consistently malevolent? Well, that's what we're going to unpack this week. I'm Dan Umpton, and this is the Doomcast. Darkseid. Created by Jack Kirby in 1970, the character's first full appearance was in Forever People 1, after a cameo in Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. And Darkseid was a character that Kirby threw his creativity into building in the most malevolent force that he could think of, and he modeled the character's manner after the most malevolent person that he could think of at the time, Richard Milhous Nixon. Wait. Oh, that's real. Huh. And Darkseid is part of the Fourth World. It's a mythology that was created by Kirby for DC Comics in 1970, 71, and 72, and initially sold very poorly, but ended up becoming a thing that endured in people's imaginations for the last 50 years. Now, it essentially revolves around a new pantheon of new gods, hence the name, the new gods, and supplanted the old pantheons. Now, while the new gods live in space on twin planets New Genesis and Apokolips, and have impossible technologies, they themselves are not precisely aliens. In the same way that Marvel's Asgardians occupy this weird liminal territory between deity and extraterrestrial, the new gods are pretty much as well, but beyond that, they're the incarnation of specific ideas or concepts, and Darkseid is the embodiment of despair and oppression. His parents on Apokolips raised him and his brother to become the new rulers, but pitted one against the other. The two of them sought the Omega Force, but Uxus claimed it and became Darkseid. Now, after eliminating his parents, he became absolute ruler of Apokolips and the polar opposite of New Genesis's High Father. Well, he fathered two sons, the beast-like Calabac and the warrior Orion. The latter was traded to New Genesis in exchange for Scott Free, the son of High Father, whom Darkseid raised as his own. He tortured the shit out of him. And likewise, Orion came to hate and want to kill his father. Now, Scott Free became Mr. Miracle. Now, this isn't about either of them. They probably should have their own episodes. Darkseid's mission has been to obtain the anti-life equation, which is essentially a mathematical proof of nihilistic hopelessness that allows its possessor to dominate any and all life, supplanting their will with their own. Darkseid's power and ability is equal to at least several Kryptonians. He's immortal, close to invulnerable, has aspects of telepathy and telekinesis. He's incredibly strong, resilient, but his most formidable weapon is the Omega Force or Omega Effect. Most specifically, out of that is his Omega Beams, which are little zigzag beams of light that come from its eyeballs, which seek a target and obliterates it, essentially causing it to not exist at all in any form. Another form of this power called the Omega Sanction is the death that is life, which sends the target back into multiple alternate horrific pasts before causing them to have never existed at all. Darkseid's mopped the floor with everybody. Superman, Zeus, gods, whole pantheons, the entire Justice League multiple times, Superman again. He's bad enough that Batman made a once-in-a-lifetime exception to shoot him with a god-killing bullet, and that didn't even permanently take care of Darkseid. But it did kill him. So I guess that's something I want to talk about because I can't stress this enough. His power is in part because of the quasi-mystic nature of the new gods. And as a living idea, Darkseid's functionally indestructible. He's not even immortal. Darkseid can be killed and can die and can be resurrected, but as you can see at the end of Infinite Frontier, Darkseid survives any form of reality, reorganization, or crisis. When Darkseid did die, he created a black hole at the center of reality itself. And the impact of what Darkseid truly represents was explored in 2017's Mr. Miracle by Tom King and Mitch Gerads, in which he became a metafictional construct representing depression and despair born of trauma. So a fictional villain who represents real concepts as an imagined representation of a fictional character's real fictional trauma And it's really incredibly powerful. If anything, Darkseid has become truly iconic as a result. But as a villain, the very embodiment of evil and despair, the Lord of Apokolips might forever be the most compelling and biggest of big bads in DC Comics. Because nobody or nothing else quite comes close. Darkseid is. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.